He's only lived here a dozen years, but he's been a lifetime volunteer for the American Heart Association. Meet him coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Beach First Center at the corner of 38th Avenue and Grissom Parkway in Myrtle Beach. We're focused on the 13th Annual American Heart Ball, and we're visiting with the president of the Waccamaw Division's Board of Directors, Ray Spitz. Good morning, Ray.
Good morning. Nice
Thanks
to see
so
you,
much
Greg.
for coming in.
My pleasure.
It is great getting you in. What about this facility here? This place is beautiful.
This is something else. It's the first time I've been in it. It's
Is
quite
that
a
right?
building, yes.
A big green building.
Big green building.
Not only with green roofs and green awning out there, but they did quite a bit on the environmental side to make it just right.
It's some building. Very nice.
It is. You'll have to go upstairs after the interview this morning and check out, I think, Nelson Mullins, Riley and Scarborough, the law firms up
Okay,
there, and a
great.
big parking lot. It's a great setup here.
Very good.
Thanks for coming in also as the one guy to break up four ladies this week. So you're right.
Aren't you lucky?
We segue you right in the middle there, Ray. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, I think Renee Minkin was with us on Wednesday, and Joe Fisher will be with us tomorrow, and Lois Ergel on Friday. So it's a great week. Jessica Sasser was with us yesterday. It's really been a tremendous week and focused on a lot of events, and obviously the Heart Ball's getting close. Are we,
We are exactly 1 month by days away from it. It's
1 month.
Saturday, February 17th.
Okay, right. And it's going to be held where?
It's going to be at the Kingston Plantation this year.
Okay, great. The Kingston Plantation.
Yeah,
up
we've
there.
been there before. It's a very nice facility, so we're looking forward to getting back there.
Oh, yeah, that is a tremendous location. Of course, it had been there, 5 years ago, and then it was at the Radisson.
Yes,
now
sir.
the Sheridan 4 years ago. Then for 3
Then to the
years it was
Marriott.
the Marriott. And now, of course,
Back
the
to the
opportunity to be
Kingston.
back at Kingston. And they put on a tremendous showing. I mean, they really do a great job. I understand they have room for 1,200 folks there.
We'd love to fill it up. That's
Yeah.
our plan.
Yeah, absolutely. And, of course, every year, year after year, bumping around 1,000 people at the event.
Yes, it is.
It's
That's-
got to be one of the biggest events, if not the biggest, in Myrtle Beach.
We consider it the Myrtle Beach Gala for the area.
Yeah,
It's great.
Yeah, right. When did you begin service on the board?
Well, I was trying to think back to really determine the exact year, and I believe my first year on the board was 1998. So
Is that right?
It's been a long time.
So almost a decade on
Almost
the board.
a decade
Yeah.
on the board. That's makes it sound very long.
Makes
But
it
I've
sound-
enjoyed
yeah,
it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And a little bit about yourself, Ray. Are you originally from the area?
No, I'm a transport. I worked with Corning after college.
Right.
It used to be Corning Glassworks.
Sure.
Became Corning Incorporated now. And finally, I wound my way south and got to Raleigh,
Yeah.
North Carolina, an electronics plant.
Huh.
And in the late 80s, AVX Corporation, who's a major employer here in this area, purchased that plant. And I went to work for them in Raleigh. Eventually, I ran that plant. And then in 1994, they asked me to move to Myrtle Beach and run their facility here,
Is that right?
which I did. And I'm a native now. I'm staying.
Golly, I don't think I knew you. So you were running that plant in Raleigh until
Yes.
they brought you down here.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible. That is incredible. And then I think I saw for a time you'd been you moved out of that position into the executive VP of Human Resources.
Yes,
so working with everyone.
In 1997, from the plant manager's position here in Myrtle
Right.
Beach, I took over what we called corporate human resources for AVX. And that was a worldwide position, basically concentrating on our personnel, making sure that we had people when we needed them and policies in place to run a manufacturing company.
And so you traveled all over the world with that, right?
I did travel all over the world for the last
Boy.
several. Yes, I
Wow.
did.
That's amazing. And AVX is spread out all over the world.
Oh, we were, I don't know exactly where it is at this point in
Right,
time, but
sure.
back in 2004 when I was there, I believe we were in something like 17 or 18 countries, and we had like 26 or so manufacturing facilities.
Is that right?
So it was a very, very big organization. It still is.
We had Dick Rosen on the show for about an hour back in '04. It was fascinating hearing him talk about it during his tenure as the CEO, and I believe at that time he was the chairman of the board and
Yes.
still active. He may still hold that role, but it was fascinating hearing him talk about how spread out the company was. And Kyocera, obviously the parent to AVX, really spread out.
Yes, they're a very large Japanese corporation that we are a subsidiary of.
Sure, sure. Well, so of course, you said you grew up in Pennsylvania.
Grew up in Pennsylvania, yes, in the, I'll call it the south central part of Pennsylvania. And went to school in Pennsylvania, and I started with Corning, which was the first company I was with in Pennsylvania.
Right, right.
But I got tired of cold winters.
Oh, yeah, I bet you did.
So it was nice to get to Raleigh, and nicer still to get to Myrtle
Keep
Beach.
heading down south.
Yeah.
That's right, and you're a golfer, so it's even better.
Yeah. The primary sport's tennis, but I play a little golf.
I didn't know your primary sport was tennis.
Yeah, not very good, but I play a lot of it.
That's his primary sport. Renee Minkin was with us on Monday, I said, and she's a native of Pennsylvania. Went to school up there. We were talking about, I was trying to figure out, do you know where Latrobe, Pennsylvania is?
Sure, yes.
Arnold Palmer's hometown. I remember hearing about Latrobe. He's a Wake Forest graduate, and
Right.
was not familiar with it. I just wanted to make sure and clear that up. There is such a thing.
There is such a place.
As Latrobe.
Latrobe Country Club is where he used to play golf.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a state I'm not too familiar with, but there's a lot going on there, and obviously a lot of people like to move there. But I'm glad to know we've snagged a couple down here from that area.
Many.
How about the Heart Ball itself, Ray? Can you break down for viewers, and actually maybe we ought to get a phone number out if someone is interested in possibly attending a month from today, or being a sponsor, or donating an auction item, or thinking about some of or just making a donation. What's the best number for someone to call?
The best number is here at our local office, which is in Myrtle Beach, and that's 626-3939. That's
Okay.
very simple.
That's 843-626-3939. Okay. Well, that is an easy number for folks to remember. And, of course, if folks wanted to learn more just about the mission of the American Art Association, they can go online to heart.org, I believe.
Yes.
But surely that phone number, and those folks are very receptive, return calls. The office is busy all the time.
Very, very busy, particularly when we have a big event going on like we have
Right.
now.
A month from today. A month from today. For viewers who may not have attended a Heart Ball in the past, can you give them a sense of what the evening's like? Just break down a typical Heart Ball evening.
It's a wonderful evening. It is a black tie affair.
Okay.
Starts with a reception, and we have a silent auction.
Oh,
A
great.
very, very large silent auction. We've had things from cars to golf carts to well, you name it, we've had it.
Right,
We're having a very good silent auction again this year.
Great.
And then we have what I'll call a gourmet dinner. It's a sit-down dinner. It's wonderful. I believe our menu this year is going to be a steak and shrimp. So we're going to have
Right.
something for both the fishermen and the farmers, so to speak. But we have a fine meal. We have a live auction that goes along with that.
Great.
And then after that, we have a dance, and it's a live dance with a band. Last year, we had a wonderful group called Jumpstart,
Yeah.
and we're lucky enough to get them again this year.
That is tremendous. They are crowd pleasers.
And so we will have a great time.
Yeah.
Some of us party so hardy, we normally stay very close to that area overnight.
Oh, that's
so
right, that's right.
We don't have to drive home afterwards,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it is a wonderful event, and it's for a very good cause, which is the other very appropriate thing to mention about
Oh,
it.
absolutely. Absolutely. And it is oftentimes a late night. And folks wonder, as Renee and I spoke about on Monday, how can you be at an event for 6 hours straight? But the 6 hours just flies, doesn't it?
It's no problem. The
Yeah.
evening goes extremely fast, and it's a lot of fun.
And Kingston Plantation has some great rates for attendees of the
Yes,
Heart Ball.
and they will do that again this year. We've been
Good.
fortunate that every year, regardless of where we've been,
Right.
the
Host
where we've
hotel.
hosted it has been able to give us a good rate for people who would like to stay over, and that will happen again this year.
Renee talked about some sponsorship opportunities that are still available, Ray.
Yeah, we're right in the, I'll call the heart of getting our sponsorship plans and people, organizations complete. We're probably a little bit over halfway there, but we do have many sponsorship opportunities. With that, our sponsors, of course, can get tickets to the event.
Right,
and
right.
that varies based on the level that a sponsor is interested in participating. But in addition to that, they get advertising.
Good.
They get publicity right there at the site itself. There is publicity that goes on beforehand, so they'll get newspaper recognition. They may get airtime recognition, depending on the level that they choose to participate.
Right.
And we have levels everywhere from a very reasonable level at $500 all the way up to a grand sponsor, which I believe is
$22,500. That's right. Yeah, the
$22,500.
presenting sponsor this year.
And we've captured
got
one of
one.
those.
You've
Yes,
got
we
a
do.
presenting
Understanding Corporation.
That's right.
It's presenting sponsor. We're delighted.
Triangle-based technology
Yes.
company, and you wonder why a company out of the Triangle would step in and commit $22,500 to an event, but they understand the mission of the American Heart Association fighting heart disease and stroke.
That's right, and there's also, as I said, it's a way to get your name, your product, your people out in front of really I'll call them the wheelers and dealers and people who make things happen in Myrtle Beach.
1,000 folks, yeah.
Yes.
That's a tremendous opportunity. And for folks who want to donate auction items or sponsor at all levels, if it's $500, as you said.
Yeah,
as
one of our key levels, just to talk about that, we have what we call corporate level.
corporate table sponsor.
And that gets people a table of 10 tickets. It gets them the press ads, the recognition at the event.
Right.
And it's if we have people out there that are interested, we still have room. That's $2,750 this year.
Good.
And
good.
That gets them to the event.
Right.
Helps provide money for the American Heart Association, which we haven't talked a lot about its mission.
No, we will in a second.
But is a very worthwhile organization, and they'll have a great time. If they need to impress clients or they want to do something to reward their employees, it's a wonderful way to do it.